Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hefner, the West Campus counselor.
Hi, I'm Stacy Campbell, counselor at East Campus. Welcome to Career Talk Tuesday. Today we have with us Chef Kuhwald. In the background is Chef Lynch and Chef Blatt. We don't know if they're going to be able to stay quiet, but they might. We'll see. There's Chef Blatt kind of in the, there he is. Hi, Chef Blatt. There's Chef Lynch. Hello. So, Chef Kuhwald, you...
It's Kuhwald, not Kuhwald.
Say it again.
Kuhwald.
Kuhwald. What? Like a what? Not a but, a what?
What? Kuhwald.
I was trying to make your name German. I'm sorry.
It is German. It means cow forest.
Interesting.
It's my husband's last name, not really.
Well, we can talk to Mr. Mack about that, because Mr. Mack actually has cows in a forest. So that's probably where that name came from. Something like that. Cool. Yep. All right. So first question, I'm hoping that you are going to talk with us a little bit about your experience as a high school student and your career path, because I think we have a lot of students who will find similarities with how you felt about school and how you ended up where you are.
Okay. I hated school. I was a D student. When I had to get my transcript to go to college, I called my mother and I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you didn't murder me during high school." I did so bad. I think I got through high school without even reading a book.
Seriously?
Yeah. And
wow.
now I'm an avid reader. So things can change. And I tell my students that all the time, because when they tell me they hate school and they're not going to go to college, I said, never say never, because I went back at 45. So.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So you find yourself now graduating from high school, though. Not great grades. You did graduate, though.
Yes. Yeah, I did have to get by,
Mm-hmm.
But I was in summer school every year because, I was just like, ugh. And then I got out of school and I was kind of drifting around, and I went to visit my brother in Philadelphia, and he said, "You're not leaving until you get your act together." So I started to wash dishes for him because he owned a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually we bought his partner out, my other brother and I. So I was in business with two of my brothers for a little while. And then we started our own business, Silveri's Restaurant.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I cooked there. I was a prep chef there I think we had it for about 10 years. And we brought buffalo chicken wings to Philadelphia.
Nice.
And we got best buffalo wing and hamburger in Philadelphia for, I think it was like 7 years in a row.
How cool.
And so then we bought another place up here, and that's how I ended up in Berks County.
Did you love cooking growing up, or was that something that you really kind of fell into it because your brother was in it?
I fell into it, and his original partner thought I had a talent for it, so he taught me how to cook.
Okay.
Wow.
And I went to the restaurant school in Philadelphia too. But it was very different back then. It wasn't like Walnut Hill is now. It was just a kitchen space on Walnut Street, and then they had another space further down the street on Walnut Street, which was their restaurant where they serve food.
Wow. Wait, so their kitchen and their restaurant were separate?
It had like a training kitchen, like you were.
I just imagine people taking these carts down the street.
We would schlep it up the street with food.
Wow, so how interesting. So when did you decide that you wanted to continue your education? Was that after you had been in the field for a little while?
Yeah, I was in the field for a while, and then I saw an ad in the paper for a job at BCTC as an instructional assistant. And so I applied for the job and got it. And then one of the administrators said to me, "If you want to go anywhere, you better go back to school." So I started, taking general ed classes, and I went to RAC, and I got my associate's degree from RAC, and then I was kind of just waiting because I couldn't start Temple until I got a teaching job, and then I got hired at Pottstown, and I was there for 4 years, and then I came back here.
Wow, how cool.
So
Yeah.
do you love being in the culinary field? Would you say it's a passion?
Yes. I would say
Okay.
it's a passion.
And the reason I'm asking is we were talking with Kelly Piccioni, horticulture instructor, earlier, and she said her final piece of advice to students was, find something you love, find your passion. And there was a part of me that went, I don't know if that's always important. Like, I sometimes think there are people out there who could have a lot of interests. They could really be happy in multiple positions. And I'm wondering if you are somebody who would have been happy if there's more than one place that you could have landed that you would have been fine, or were you really meant for culinary and you just didn't get there immediately?
I'm not sure. I guess I was just meant to do this, just the path I fell into. I knew I needed to do something creative and use my hands. So this was good for me.
Nice.
A good career.
Great. And do you think like being able to see a product, we were actually talking about this too with some of our other folks, like being able to see that product, that end product, and your customer, let's say, enjoying that product, is that kind of makes you feel good kind of thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And so
immediate feedback.
Sorry, what did you say, Stacy?
I just said the immediate feedback, like having you work on something and you've got like the immediate reward of I've accomplished it, it's done, it's in front of me. And then you even get the added benefit of then you have a customer who is right there enjoying it. Like,
right.
That's a really quick turnaround for that whole process.
Yeah, it's very gratifying.
So it sounds like with somebody going into the culinary field, there's a variety of ways that you can get started. So like starting at BCTC, getting your education, a student could decide to either just go out and work and experience and see if they want to continue their education in some specific area in the culinary field, or they can continue their education if they already know that specific part of the field. Is that what you would say, or would you recommend one way or another?
I think in this field you can start anywhere, like start as a dishwasher, move your way up. If you bounce around from restaurant to restaurant, every place you work, you're going to learn a lot of different things. Like we do things so differently that, and we learn from each other. And when you're when you're around different chefs, you learn different things. We learn things from each other every day. So if they bounce around from restaurant to restaurant, they're going to learn more because there's so much knowledge from different chefs.
So
Yes.
Well, kind of just to piggyback what you were saying, I guess what I'm wondering is, like, you went for training. Once you realized that you wanted to cook, you still needed to go somewhere for training, or could you have trained on, would a restaurant have trained you to do that kind of cooking, or was somebody saying, like, you want to be a chef, but like you need to go train?
I did that sort of on my own, and my brother kind of pushed me in that direction. I have a lot of friends in Philadelphia that became chefs. They went to Europe, they cooked there, they came back, they worked at really nice restaurants in Philadelphia, and they never went to school.
Okay.
So I think this might be one of the only fields that you could still do that in.
Learn on the job.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's just having that willingness to learn and know that each part of the experience is a learning experience, even if it's from washing a dish to creating a souffle or something along those lines. Like, you're learning and it's experiential, and it's important to really just take that seriously those times that you're doing that. But you could go to school too. Yeah.
You're going to make more money if you go to school, probably.
Okay.
Oh, there's a good motivator.
Yes. Yes.
So can you talk about what it's like to, I have this vision in my head of what it's like to work in a restaurant, and it involves tasting good food and schmoozing with clients, but I feel like that's not a real accurate picture.
It's not a glamorous job. Not by any means, like you're laying on the floor lighting pilots when your pilots go out, and your dishwasher doesn't show up, so you're washing dishes, and you know, you have to put up with a lot of different things. The wait staff, chef
What's
Blad's.
the hours like?
It depends. I was lucky enough to be a prep chef, so I worked in the day. I didn't like being out at, you know, like doing. I didn't like line cooking, so I just like to create stuff. So I found my niche. But other people love to be line cooks, you know.
Okay. So there's enough different jobs in the field that really whatever if you're a night owl, you're a morning person, you want to work during the day, if you want to be creative, or you just want to like give me one job and I'm just going to do the same thing like over and over again, really you can find it.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, how would somebody, like if they're applying to a job, what should they look like, and kind of how should they present themselves? Any tips with interviewing?
Have confidence in yourself and go in and be willing to work. That's the main thing. That's what people in the restaurant business want, workers. They don't want somebody to be like a slug. You have to be a little bit enthusiastic. But
this seems to be a common theme. We keep hearing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of willing to do whatever that employer is presenting. Like, I need you, like you mentioned, even like as a chef, you might have to be down underneath the oven lighting the pilot, or you might have to do dishes because somebody isn't there to do the dishes. So it sounds like, you know, you have to be really willing to be flexible and really do whatever your employer's like, I need you to do this, and quick on your toes to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to be working at, like, it's not, like I said, it's not a glamorous job. You're going to have to do a lot of different things, and it's not going to be, you know, like they see on the food channel is misleading, you know. They think they're going to step in and be this fabulous chef, but they don't realize there's a process to be a good cook.
Well, there's a pecking order in the kitchen too, isn't there? Like,
yeah,
yeah, you don't walk in and run the kitchen.
No.
And what should somebody wear if they're going into a restaurant, say to have an interview or just even to inquire about a job? What do you think they should be wearing?
I don't think it's a real formal thing. It's not like, you know, going into a corporate job or anything, but you look clean and nice and, you know, have good hygiene. That's a good.
I'm always curious because there are certain fields where, you know, you should hide the tattoo, you should take out the piercings, you should dye your hair color back to your natural color. And then there are fields where that's totally okay and maybe even expected, you know, that maybe you're going to come in with a little ink and maybe your hair's red today and purple next week. How is that in your field?
I think the way people are today, I think it's accepted in restaurants especially. So. Yeah, I mean, just as long as you're clean.
Clean is a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. No, like, you know, things underneath your fingernails or.
Yeah, actually, nails in general. Can you have?
You can't wear nail polish.
So no nail polish, and even, I'm assuming long nails are even probably a no-no.
Well, I mean, not fake nails. You don't want anything that's going to fall off in the food.
Yeah. No fake eyelashes.
And pulled back hair, probably, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really helpful for us to know. Do you have any other like interviewing tips? Because you must have, if you worked in a restaurant and you were you hiring people? Like,
yes.
So what would, like when somebody walked in, what were you looking at when they were walking in your door?
Probably the willingness to work, and you know, the hours are tough because my restaurant was open until 1 a.m. every day. So that's pretty late.
Right.
So how would you know that somebody was not a worker? Like, how would they kind of tip you off that you were like...
Hire them and then you'd find out. And then if they weren't doing what you were wanting them to do, then they were out of there.
Okay.
Right.
So most people interview pretty well. It's once they get the job, then you see whether they got it.
Yeah, you see what their work ethic is and how they work and that there you go.
Right. And if they're saying no, I'm not going to do those dishes, or I'm not, you know, that's not my thing.
I don't touch chicken. No, you can't do that.
Right. Right. Especially at a wings place, I'm sure that would be a big issue. Okay. Well, very good. Well, Do you have any final tips of what would be, I don't know, it could be just from your life experience, from your work experience, whichever, that you have for our students to finish out our conversation today?
Just have a good work ethic and be willing to, get your hands dirty and get in there and do what your boss wants you to do, and you'll be all right.
And school is great practice for that.
It is.
That's how you develop a great work ethic. Show up every day, get up on time, get to school on time, get your work done, even if you don't like it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Good point. Good point. Well, I thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate your insight. It's very valuable, and thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed our Career Talk Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody.
See ya.
Bye-bye.